Hey everybody! Once again, if you hear my voice, this is a replay. But I'll probably stop saying that because, well, it'll still be a replay. 'Cause I was thinking if I load it on YouTube, then it's always a replay. But it's a replay. Anyway, hello, and welcome to another, as my daughter likes to call it, an episode. Another episode of Spilling the Tea with Tony E. This episode, as my daughter likes to call it, is near and dear to my heart because I feel like it needs to be talked about because we all do this. And it's they call it the comparison trap. And I feel like everyone once in their life have fallen into the comparison trap. Some have fallen into it and got themselves out of it and have moved on with life, but some people have dwelled in the comparison of other people. And today we're going to talk about that because I feel like comparing yourself to others is the easiest way to belittle yourself, or not so much degrade yourself, but to knock down your self-confidence, to knock down your self-esteem, because you're always comparing yourself to unrealistic goals that chances are you probably will never meet. So before I jump into all that, I did want to talk about tea because we are spilling the tea. So tonight, and I actually have my cup tonight, so yes. So I decided to do this, and I have tea. And I wanted to talk about different teas before I segued into my topics. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get a tea and I'm going to talk about it and all this. And then, I ran out of tea. So for the last 2 segments, I've had no tea. And I'm so sorry. I just had no tea. But tonight we are sipping on peppermint tea. And I love peppermint tea because tis the season of peppermint candies. So peppermint tea is delicious to me. Some people don't like the minty taste, but I love the minty taste. So as far as the peppermint tea, some of the benefits real quick, and then we'll jump into our topic, is that it relieves headaches and pain. It fights sinus problems, which a lot of us probably have these days because the weather is so crazy. Like, it was 70 degrees here and now it's like 2 degrees. It's ridiculous. So this helps clear up sinuses, but minty tea usually does. The mint, eucalyptus does too. Anyway, increases alertness, reduces stress and anxiety, reduces bad breath. Everyone knows that after you eat something crazy, you pop a peppermint. Helps freshen that breath, strengthens the immune system, and eases colic. Hopefully nobody out there has colic. Colic is a pain in the butt. Usually it hits babies and it's really bad. So hopefully none of your children have colic. I'm sorry because it's bad. Anyway, so just wanted to put that out there if anybody wanted to, drink some tea. That is what I'm sipping on tonight is peppermint tea. So enjoy the peppermint tea. I put it with, and don't think I'm nasty, don't knock it until you try it. I put creamer in my peppermint tea. It makes it creamy. If you don't like creamy tea, then obviously don't put creamer in it. But I do enjoy my creamer. So that's what we're sipping on tonight. So anyway, so our topic tonight is comparison. And I foot stomp. Comparing yourself to others is the worst. You should not do it. And hopefully, hey girl, hey, how you doing? The thing about comparing yourself to others is, like I said, there's an unrealistic goal that you see, that you try to get to looking at other people that you will probably never get to. And there's reasons behind this. And I kind of feel like this is one of the ways that the enemy tries to get us to fall, because God made us fearfully and wonderfully made. Okay, so let's start with that. God made us fearfully, wonderfully made. He made no mistakes when he made us. It wasn't one of those where, I think I'm going to do this. Oh, I accidentally put a freckle on her face over here, or I actually accidentally made her hair too long, or no. God made you exactly, perfectly the way God wanted you to be made. He made you with the exact personality that he wanted you to have. He made you with the weaknesses. He made you with the strengths. He made you exactly the way he wanted you to be made. And he made you that way to fulfill the purposes that he has in your life, because only you can be you. Nobody else can be you. Even identical twins who look exactly the same are two different people, and only they can be them. So for you to try to compare yourself to someone else, it's kind of a slap in the face. It's like, I know you made me perfect, and I know you made me wonderful and fearfully made, but I kind of want to be like that person over there. So comparison, there's a couple points I want to put out on comparison. The first one is comparison is always, and I'm not going to say sometimes, always unfair. Comparing yourself to other people is always and always will be unfair. So when I think of comparison, I always think of the iceberg. So you see this iceberg. Anyway, you always see an iceberg, and you always see the tip of the iceberg. So almost like Titanic. See the tip of the iceberg. So you see the tip of the iceberg, and it's out there, and it's looking shiny and pointy and icebergy. But you don't see everything that's underneath. You don't see the whole massive iceberg underneath. That's how comparison is to me. Because right now, I see what you show me. So one of the main reasons comparison, we're just going to say comparison, is not fair is because you only see what that person wants you to see. You don't see anything else. You only see, so and social media is horrible for this. And I think I think there was a comparison trap back in the day. Obviously, people always compare themselves to other people. But I think now that we are bombarded with social media and Facebook and Instagram and all this stuff where people are so easily accessible to pictures of their wonderful life and their wonderful marriage and their wonderful wedding and their wonderful car and that wonderful house and how I got this and how I got that, you only see a snapshot in time. You only see that one moment. And a lot of people will see that and bank their whole life off of that because you only see what people show you. And of course, nobody's going to show you the ups and downs, the hardships that they're going through. Never once have you ever seen somebody Facebook their bills being delinquent and people turning off their lights and their water ain't running and their car's getting repoed and they getting fired from a job. Have you ever seen like a selfie where it's just like, yep, getting kicked out of my house today? No. People only show you the happy moments of their life. They only show you the glamorous stuff of your life. So if you're comparing yourself to someone that you see on Facebook or you see a picture of somebody and all this wonderfulness, you're only seeing a glimpse, just a brief second of something. And for you to compare your whole life against that or compare yourself against that is unfair. People are not going to show you the real stuff. They're only going to show you, and now with filters, let's talk about beauty. So you see a girl or you see a guy or you see somebody, they take this picture, they look glamorous, they look amazing. Now you're comparing yourself to them. Oh wow, their eyebrows look really good. Why can't I get my eyebrows to be like that? Or wow, their nose is perfect. I wish my nose was like that. Oh, they have full lips. Oh, I wish, not thinking that with all the filters out here in the world. Now, there are obviously people who don't use filters. I ain't trying to knock nobody. But we know a lot of people who be using filters. So you become this whole new person that if we put your picture next to your filter picture, you don't look the same. But of course, you're going to put the filter picture out because it makes you look gorgeous. So now we have people who are beating themselves up because they don't look like you. Oh, she's so pretty. I wish I looked like her. I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that. And next thing you know, now your self-esteem is going down to poots because you are comparing yourself to this unrealistic goal. You are not them. when comparison is bad, comparison is bad because you are not them. They are them and you are you. You are the best you that there is in this world. There's only one of you. You are one of a kind. You are unique. God made you unique. God did not make you to look like this person over here. God did not make you to achieve this thing that this person did. You are in your own lane. God made you to be in your own lane. And he has given you everything that you need, walking in his will, to be amazing in the lane that you are in. The more you compare yourself to other people, the more you waver out of the lane that God has put you in to be successful. So you're going down, you're doing great, and then you start noticing, this person has a brand new house. Oh, I wish I had that kind of house. I want that kind of house. Next thing you know, you probably could have got that house later on in life when it was your time. But now you see all your other friends getting a house. So now it's just like, oh, I wish I had a house. I need to get a house like them so that I could be like them. And next thing you know, you're waving off of your lane. You're getting out of your lane. That is not the reason God made you. God made you uniquely you, to be you, to touch and do his will and to touch people around you that you need to in due time. So comparing yourself to other people is unfair because you are not them. You are only yourself. You have your own weaknesses. You have your own strength. And when you compare yourself to other people, one of the main things is that comparing yourself to other people are going to show you the best. Like I said, they're only going to show you the best stuff. They're not going to show you, for instance, I got a promotion. Say I get a promotion and I posted, I got my dream job. I'm now making 6 figures, landing my book deal or whatever crazy, just wonderful stuff that happened to them. And they're saying this and you're just like, wow, they're only 25 years old and I'm 26 years old. Why haven't I done like what they're doing? The problem is that you didn't see the late nights. You didn't see the nights that they were up all night trying to get this done. You weren't there when they felt rejected. You didn't see the times that they were crying their eyes out because they didn't know how they were going to keep going. You didn't see all the times that they were just trying to make ends meet because the 3 jobs that they're doing to try to get them through where they need to be or get them through school or get them through whatever. You don't see that. All you see is the perfect thing that happened at the end. But I will promise you that a lot of time people see things that other people have and they want that. That's what they want. Like, I want that dream house. I want that dream job. I want that dream husband or that dream wife. I want this. But they don't see all the heartache and pain that could have possibly gone to get them where they were at. There's a process to everything. Everything happens and there's always a process to everything. Nothing just, you just wake up and then this wonderful stuff happens. There's always a process to stuff. A lot of people, you will never see the process of it. You'll never see the process. One of my mainest, I'm going to get this right, you guys. One of these days I'm going to learn how to talk. One of these days, maybe I should drink this tea and it'll help me. One of the things that one of the perfect examples I have always is relationships, like marriages. I like to talk about marriages. One of these days I'm going to have to do a whole thing about marriages. We're coming. We're going to marriages. I wanted to talk about comparison first because for you to even get to a good relationship, you have to get your foundation strong. And if you're comparing yourself to other people, you're going to have cracks in your foundation. So marriages, everyone always wants to look at marriages and like the perfect marriages, the one that they're always taking pictures together and they're always going places together and everything always seems so perfect and they're so in love and they never seem to argue. And I mean, there's always just glowing posts about their marriage and how wonderful it is and yada, 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 yada. And they always, they're always bragging about how great their marriage is and all this, blah, blah. So, of course, someone who maybe is single, wants to be married, or somebody who's in a marriage that maybe is a little rocky is going to see this and be like, dang, why can't my marriage be like that? Like, or the people who are single, it's like, gosh, I really want my marriage to be like that. Like, I really, why can't I can't wait to have a marriage like that. Or the people who are married with a little rocky, it's just like, why can't my marriage be like that? Like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with us? Why can't we? So now you're comparing yourself. You're comparing your marriage where you're at right now to this marriage that you see, that you only see a glimpse of. You only see the perfect highlights of this marriage, and you're banking your whole marriage on the highlighted version that you see. And that's how it's unrealistic goals, because you don't see what happens when the camera goes off. You don't see what happens when they're out of public. You don't see what happens behind closed doors. These are things you do not see. And chances are, not saying all marriages are horrible, not saying that all back behind doors are horrible, but a lot of times there are downsides, there are valleys to marriages that people never talk about and they don't show you. And the reason they are able to be at this mountaintop right now is because they went through so many valleys before. And the valleys, some people, you like, sometimes people compare their lives when you have children and they just start talking. This is where we're at right now. Sorry if you guys can hear it. I'm sorry if not, then we'll just move on. But a lot of times people see the peaks of things that people have and they want it, but they don't want to do the work that takes to get there. Like I said, there's a process. There's always work that needs to get there. So you're always like, if you're comparing yourself to people and they got a promotion at 26 or they got this house at 30 and you're comparing yourself to them, it's unrealistic because you don't see what it took to get there. And a lot of times it's especially like if you look at yourself, because there's always somebody comparing themselves to somebody. It may be somebody is comparing themselves to you and you don't even know it. But a lot of times, like, I wish I could tell, like, I don't know, like, if somebody's comparing themselves to me, it's like, oh, I wish I had your marriage. It's like, well, let me tell you some stuff. It's like, my marriage is like, it's okay straight now. However, like, there's valleys to this thing. There's processes to this thing. So instead of, you should never compare yourself to stuff that you will probably never see the full picture of. And I have a feeling, I think if a lot more people could see the full picture of stuff, they may not be so willing to just compare themselves to other people. But that's just my thoughts, though. But I mean, I really think if you really were to pull back the blinds and see the real deal and see what's really going on, you'd be a little less prone to compare your life to them. Also, a comparison, that's my new word. I'm going to change the title to comparison. You compare what you see in someone else, the glimpse of wonderfulness that you see in somebody else, you compare that to all your weaknesses. So of course you know everything about yourself, and you know your weaknesses, you know your flaws, and you know your downsides, and you know what's not so great about yourself. And you take a little glimpse of, oh, she's so pretty, and now you compare that to everything that's wrong that you feel is wrong with you. So it's never equal. It's never like, I'm going to compare one thing that person does or looks like or whatever to an equal amount of yourself. It's always, you compare yourself, you compare them with all the stuff that is wrong with you. That's why it will never be balanced and is never fair. And you can compare, like, the comparison trap, the comparison hole that you will dig yourself into can go on forever. It can never stop. It can go into like a big black hole of comparison. Because once you start comparing yourself about one little thing, then you start comparing yourself about something else. And then next thing you know, it's something else. And then it's something else. And then it's something else. And by this time, like, your self-esteem may have been okay. It may have been like, I look cute today. I mean, you worked really hard. You got your hair looking like you needed it to do. Your outfit is cute. Like you matchy, got them shoes matching with the shirt. I mean, you looking good. And then you see somebody's like, oh, yeah, wish my hair would do that. Hmm. But mind you, you worked so hard to get your hair like it was supposed to. But now you're like, wish my hair would look like that. But it doesn't. So now you just bumped yourself down a little because, I mean, your hair might have been kind of cute, but it's not as cute as that one right there. Oh, that outfit looks, man, I wish I was thinner. Because that outfit looks really good, but I know it'll never fit on me because I'm too fat. So now even the outfit that you put together that you thought was slamming when you went in the mirror this morning and you thought it was just so adorable. Now it's just like, yeah, this probably, I wish I could wear that. And next thing you know, you're like, you went from 100, like walking out the house, like you are amazing. You are the it. You are there. Now you just keep knocking yourself down and knocking yourself down because you're comparing yourself to somebody else. Not knowing that that same person could possibly be saying the same thing. Like that person could easily be like, my hair looks a mess today. Like, so to you, you're comparing yourself to this person who you feel like their hair is flawless and they're like, my hair is a mess today. Like I tried to get it to do something last night and it did not do what I needed it to do, so I just kind of pulled it up real quick and did something with it. And the outfit that they have on is just like, I don't even like this outfit. Like it doesn't even fit right like it's supposed to. So you're just comparing yourself to what you see but not really the reality of it. So just know that you are not them. You are you. Be you. You can only be you. That's all you can be. You can compare yourself all day to other people if you want to, but that's not going to change the fact that you are still you. And God made you to be you. So you need to learn to be the best you that you could possibly be. I feel like a Dr. Seuss book. Because I feel it's somewhere in there about being you, being the best you that you could possibly be. Yeah. So anyway, also life isn't fair. So realistically, we all know that some people just get born with certain things that other people don't. So if you have somebody who got born into money, let's just say you got born into money and your parents are rich, like you're just stinking rich. So of course, yeah, you're taking all these luxurious travels and you have luxurious things and you have all these high quality because you're like you're the 1%er and you have all this stuff. For you as a not 1%er to compare yourself to someone who didn't have to work as hard or maybe work at all to get where they're at is unfair to you. Because you're going to look at them and be like, look, at 30, they did this and this and that and that. And I'm busting my butt to try to get there and I'm just not there. And it's like, what's wrong with me? You can never compare. You have to compare apples to apples. You have to. You cannot compare apples to oranges. You cannot compare somebody who was born into money, who just got it like that, to someone who's working their behind off just to get sort of to where they're at. Do not compare yourself to, because life isn't fair. It's not equal. That's why you need to learn to stay in your lane and be you, because you will be victorious being you, being happy with who you are, knowing your strengths, knowing your weaknesses, and actually building upon those things to make yourself great instead of trying to be someone that you're not. Because once you become someone, trying to be someone you're not, you become fake. And then you lose the real quality and the beauty of you lose trying to be somebody else and trying to compare yourself to somebody else. And that's not what God made us for. He didn't make us to try to be everybody else. He didn't make us a clone of everybody else. He made us distinctly us so that we can be us. Because only you can go into certain places that other people can't go. Only you will be able to achieve stuff that other people can't achieve. God only made you to do what you needed to do, to touch who you needed to touch. And say there's certain people that God has for you to touch, that you to talk to you to help out in life. And if you're trying to be somebody else, then you can't touch those people anymore because you're trying to be someone that you're not. You're getting out of your lane. So just stay in your lane and be who you are. Um, Once again, the so-called comparing yourself to others, the so-called perfection is always an illusion because people are only going to show you what they want you to see. They're never going to show you the real thing. They're always so, no matter how, when you compare yourself to other people, you're only seeing what they want you to see. And a lot of times that's not even true. Like they're just showing you stuff. Like I've seen on Facebook and other places all those times where people are taking pictures. You know, those ones where they're taking pictures and it looks like they're on the beach and they're looking like they're loving life. But then when you zoom out and you see that they done made this whole thing up, or they're up against a picture of a beach and they're actually in their house, but there's a picture of a beach behind them. And it looks like, yeah, they're only showing you they're only showing you what they want you to see. And a lot of time that is not true. So if they're showing you something false and you're comparing your whole life, your whole weaknesses, everything about you on them, then it's unrealistic goals. Comparing yourself, comparing yourself robs time. It does. Because you spend most of your time, when comparing yourself to other people, you are wasting time. You're wasting valuable time trying to be something or wishing you were something that you were not. And we all get we don't all get the same amount of time in this world. Some of us are taken quicker than others. Some live longer than others. But you waste time by comparing yourself and your shortcomings and your weaknesses to other people. You spend most of your time, oh, I wish my hair was like that. I wish my hair was like that. I guess it's just not. So now you're wasting time, valuable time that you could be probably doing instead of comparing yourself and wishing your hair was like this, instead of learning to manage the hair that you have to make it look amazing. So you don't want to waste your time looking at other people's accomplishments and wishing they were yours instead of going out and accomplishing them yourselves. Like, it's one of those, you see, I wish my stomach was flat. I'm fat. Like, I am fat. I'm fat. I'm just fat. I wish I was skinny like them. Well, I really wish I could. So the whole time you're wishing, I wish I coulda, woulda, shoulda, all these woe is me, you could be getting up and doing something. Okay, so you feel like you're a little overweight. You feel like you wish you were a certain size, or you wish you're eating healthy. So instead of comparing yourself and downing yourself and belittling yourself and spending all this time wishing you were somebody else, why don't you just focus on what you have? It's you. So get up, do something. If you know that maybe you eat a little too many of something, hey, cut it out. If you feel like you need help, get a trainer. If you feel like you need to get back on the right path, get a nutritionist. I mean, there are things that you can do to better yourself instead of comparing yourself to others. Because you're looking at this person and it's just like, oh, they're so fit and they're so trim and I wish I was like that. But you don't see that the chances are they might be in the gym more than you ever will be. They have been in the gym. They live in the gym. Like, they are in the gym. Like, they are on a strict diet. Like, they only eat certain stuff throughout the day. Like, they may look amazing, but sometimes, like, some are on intermittent fasting where they only eat certain times a day. So they are strict, and they have, not boundaries, but forgot that word now. They have not limitations, but they have a strict schedule on what they do. And they just have it in their mind that they're just like, I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to do this. And this is what I'm going to do. And a lot of those people are probably not sitting around just like, oh, I wish my stomach was fat like hers. I wish I didn't have all this weight. No, we're going to get up and we're going to do something. So instead of wishing, oh, I wish, no. So, okay, so they have a nice house, or they got a job promotion. They have their dream job. Okay, somebody has their dream job. So instead of sitting around and let's comparing and, oh, I wish at 26 I had my dream. No. Where are you at now? What are you doing now? So you have a dream job that you want. There's some place that you want to be. So what are you doing right now to get where you need to be? Instead of comparing yourself to other people and not seeing like all the things that they went through to get where they're at, where are you now? What are we doing right now? What steps are we taking to get where we want to be? So just know that you are unique. You have absolutely nothing to gain by comparing yourself to anybody. You don't. It's never going to be one of those times where you compare yourself to somebody and then, you went out and did the best stuff of your life. That's not going to happen. Your comparison will only bring you down. Like, it will only make you smaller in your own eyes. And we don't want that. That's not where we're at. We're not trying to belittle ourselves. We're not trying to drop our self-esteem or our confidence or anything like that. Comparing yourself to others will never boost you up. It will never get you to get to your goals. It'll never do that. It will always bring you down. And so we want to stop comparing ourselves to others because we want to build ourselves up, not bring ourselves down. So don't try to be someone that you're not. You are you. Be the best you that you can be. So maybe I'll change the title to Be the Best You That You Can Be. Comparison puts focus on the wrong person. You're so busy comparing yourself to this person and wishing you would be more them that you're not focused. Who's going to take care of you? Who's going to take care of you if all your focus is on somebody else? I mean, let's think about this. You are you. So if you're so busy trying to be somebody else or looking at other people's accomplishments or trying to focus more on somebody else, when are you going to take care of you? When are you going to focus on what you did or your accomplishments or your strengths or, work on your weaknesses? So the focus is wrong when you compare yourself. You need to focus back on you. So one of the last things that I kind of want to talk to, but I'm going to jump to the top. Instead of comparing yourself to other people, compare yourself to yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror. That's the only person I've seen images of. The only people you should be comparing yourself to is yourself. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. Compare yourself to yourself. Like, look at yourself in the mirror and be like, you. Like, I'm looking at you. I'm comparing myself. I used to be like this. I used to be goal driven like this. I used to be, where is that person now? Let's get back on that. So you need to be looking at yourself in the mirror. The only person because life is not a competition. It really is not. It's not who can get to the end quicker, obviously, because nobody wants to die quick. But it's not one of those who can get certain places quicker than other people. And it's not who can get married first. It's not who can get the kid first. It's not who can get the new car first. It's none of that. Life is not a competition. Everything is a process. You are on your track. You are in your lane. You are doing what God wants you to do in His will, and He will get you where you need to be from point A to point B to point B to point C to point C. This is not one of those we're trying to get to point A to point Z as quickly as possible. Everybody has their own path. Everybody has their own process. Everyone's going to get where they need to be when they need to get there. So it's not a rush. It's not a competition. So don't look. And I'll have to say that I have been guilty of this whole, I wanted to be, somebody's doing their dream job over here and I'm like, I'm not. And it's just like, why am I not there? Or they're married. Why am I not married yet? Or they have kids. Why don't I have kids yet? And you just start comparing yourself to other people's lives, but it's not your life. And it's not that your life is bad because you're not married or you don't have kids or you don't have that job or you don't have that car. It just means that there's a process. And I promise you, if you stay in God's will and you go through the process the way God wants you to go through the process, when you get the desired things of your heart, it will mean so much more than you trying to rush it just to keep up with the Joneses. Because you can keep up with the Joneses if you want to. The Joneses got a new car, now you got a new car. The Joneses got a new house, now you got a new house. But the thing about it is that they have furniture in their house. The Joneses have furniture in their house. You are housebroke. You have a couch. You have nothing else in that big old mansion that you have because you got out of your lane to try to jump somewhere. You try to jump from A to D when you're supposed to be going to A to B. So do not compare yourself to try to jump through the process. You're going to get there when it's supposed to get there, and it's going to be great when you get there. Comparing yourself with other people kills the joy of achievement. So if you're constantly comparing yourself to somebody else and what they did, everything that you do is going to pale in comparison to what they do. So my goal was to drink 8 glasses of water this week. That's my goal. That's what I want to do in my life. But I just noticed that this person drank, like, we'll say something crazy, like, I don't know, something crazy, like 1,000 cups of water a day. This person did it and they posted it that they did it. So now your little 8 cups of water that you were so very proud of getting done is now paling in comparison to this person who just outdid you. So anytime you compare yourself to others, your achievements and everything that you've done pales in comparison. And we don't want that. We want your achievements to be your achievements. Like, embrace your achievements. You may not have like a family or, family, kids, blah, 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 but you did this. You finished school. You did that. You did that. So look at all the things that you have done. Look at the places that you're trying to go, and don't compare yourself to, because there have been times where you compare yourself to people because they have this. Like, for instance, they have a marriage, they're married, and you're comparing yourself to these people who were married, but not knowing that they're like maybe in a miserable marriage and they cry a lot at night. But here you are, oh, I wish I had their, and you don't even know. So enjoy your achievements. Look at your achievements. Look at where you're at in the process. Enjoy where you're at in the process. Instead of comparing yourself to others, why don't you be inspired by them instead? So instead of being like, oh, I wish I could be, it's like, oh, that girl did that. Like, her hair looks really good. Like, her hair looks really good. How did you get your hair to, girl? It's like, that's good. So, instead of comparing yourself to others, be inspired. Try to get inspiration from these people instead of trying to be like them. It's like, okay, I see that she did this and she did that. Okay, so be inspired by them, but not comparing yourself to other. Learn to love your own successes. Everyone's human. Everyone's human. So do not try to idolize anybody. Don't, especially like celebrities and stuff. They are humans. They're humans just like the rest of us. They just happen to go through that. That's the track that they're going in life. But just know, love you. You are unique. And do not compare yourself to other people, because your achievements are just as important as anybody else's achievements. Your process through life is the same process as is. It may be a little different. Your road might be a little more ziggy-zaggy and going off X's than other people, but you're still in a process. And if you keep going and you keep enriching yourself and learning and being the best person that you could possibly be, you're going to get where you need to be. And next thing you know, you're going to turn around and be like, I did that. It's like, and I'm proud of myself. So instead of comparing yourself, be inspired by other people, because they're humans too. And you'll be surprised that if you just get them back to human, instead of being, you're this wonderful person in the sky, get them back to being just human, and you'll realize that they have strengths, they have weaknesses also. And if you just put them back to, okay, well, she did really good on this, but, I did this too. It's like, these are stuff I can do also. So just make sure to not make anybody bigger than they really have to be comparing themselves, because they're human. They're human, and you only see a snapshot of their life. So do not don't compare your whole life and everything that's wrong with you on a little snapshot that you see of somebody's life that may or may not be what's really going on in their life. It's unfair. And we are beautifully and wonderfully made. We are. And we really need to be able to accept who we are, love ourselves, know that we are unique, and that our plans and our walk is not going to be the same as everybody else. You may have went to college while somebody else didn't. You may have not gone to college while somebody else didn't. You may had to work 5 jobs while somebody only had to work 1. Or you may have got married later. You may have got married quicker. You may have had a kid like before you wanted to. You may have a kid later on in life. Everyone's life is different. So enjoy your life, enjoy your path, enjoy your process, and be encouraged that someone somewhere is being inspired by you. We don't want people to be comparing ourselves, because we can't stop people from comparing themselves to us. But be an inspiration to somebody. And instead of comparing yourself to others, and be inspired by people. See how they did it. Maybe learn from them instead of just wishing you were them. Let's be inspired by them. Oh, you did it that way? Okay, so maybe I could try it that way. And maybe I could, oh, I found something that works even better than that. Stuff like that. That is the way that you are going to build a strong foundation, because comparing yourself to other people will get you with jealousy issues, resentment issues, bitterness issues, especially with friendships. That if you start comparing yourself to your friends, like, oh, she got a job promotion, oh well, I should have got that job promotion, blah blah blah. Next thing you know, like, you're hating on the people, you're resenting these people, instead of being like, you did that, and if you did that, like, how did you, okay, well, show me if you, okay, learning from each other instead of comparing each other. So that being said, I'm not quite sure what time I started, but hopefully you guys understand the whole comparison trap. Do not do it. It's not what you see. It's usually not what you see. You only see a little bit, and you're comparing yourself to it. It's going to hurt your self-esteem. It's going to hurt your confidence. It's just going to bring you down, when we need to be encouraging ourselves. Don't let your negative self-talk to get to you, because my negative self-talk used to be really, really, really bad. And it was just horrible. It was just like, I would see somebody, I would compare myself to them, and then I would just be like, but you're not as pretty as them, you're not as smart as them, you're fat, blah blah blah, and it goes on forever. And we need to cut all of that out. We need to stop comparing ourselves to other people and learn to embrace ourselves. We are unique. We are fearfully and wonderfully made, and God loves us just the way we are, because He made us exactly the way He wanted us to be. So we should go forth now and enjoy who we are, be who we are, enjoy our adventure, enjoy our life, our path, and enjoy the process that we are on, and be gracious and have gratitude for the things that you do have. Don't always look at the stuff that oh, I wish I had a car, I wish I had this, I had that. Be happy for the things you do have. You have life, you have breath, you have beauty, you have smarts, you're funny. All the things that make you, be gracious for it, have gratitude about it, and really embrace that. So hopefully you guys got something out of this. I would love to hear comments, or if not, you guys can stay quiet. It's fine. But I just really want to talk about this, because comparing yourself to others is just the worst. It really is. And the quicker we can get past comparing ourselves to others and just learning to love ourselves, I think the stronger we will be in moving forward with our lives and enjoying what God has for us in our life. Instead of trying to be somebody else, we'll stay in our own lane and be happy in our own lane. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys later.